Did you know that Dayz was huge?
I knew it was big, yeah.
How big did you think it was?
I saw a lot of YouTubers playing it. I assume it was a big PC game.
Did you know that it was originally a mod for another game? So it's not a game that was made by a big company. It was just...
What game was it a mod for?
Arma 2. It's like a military sim.
Okay.
So it's a first-person shooter, but it's very tactical, very realistic.
Yeah.
As video games go, it's very realistic.
Yeah.
And then eventually, they got together, and I think Bohemia Games, who made the Arma games...
Okay.
picked it up and said, we'll fund a standalone. And that's what we played. Obviously, a few updates along.
Yeah.
I would say there's still some work to be done.
I mean, yeah. It's not a perfect game.
I don't think it's getting any more major work done to it. I think it's done.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with the level it's at. I think it's definitely not a perfect game, don't get me wrong, but it's a pretty decent game.
We know the basic crux of the game. It's survive. It's scavenge and survive.
Yeah, survival games are all very similar.
Yeah. But it really tells you nothing.
Yeah.
So we dropped in, and I don't even know how to open my inventory when we open in.
Yeah.
So from your perspective, from the moment you were dropped in to the first time you died, can you remember how you felt?
I felt confused. I didn't understand what I was doing. I didn't understand why we weren't close together, even though you invited me to the game kind of thing.
Right, we'll get into that, because that's
a whole other ball game.
That's the biggest gripe with the game.
It's weird that they just kind of drop you in.
I would describe it in a word.
Yeah.
Aimless.
Yeah, 100%.
Some games drop you in and you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And you learn and you figure, and that's fine. I still don't know what we're really doing. Like,
No.
I know how I'm doing things. It's not like I don't understand the game. I don't know why I'm doing anything.
No. But I mean, there are still some things that I don't fully know how to actually do.
There are some things I can do.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that I don't know how to do them.
Yeah.
For instance, the way you move around the inventory.
Yeah.
It's definitely made for PC.
100%.
But even then, there are just certain things that are weird about it. And I don't understand how the developers sat there and they went, right, reloading. You can't just reload with a button. You can't just press Y. You have to manually go into your inventory, press B, and I'll load one ammo into my rifle. And I go back in the inventory, and I press B, and I load one ammo.
Is that without the magazine?
Yeah, because I have
Yeah.
But even with the magazine, it's just all faffy.
It's
and I can't
very
understand the
faffy.
thought process.
Yeah.
The person who sat there and went, right, this is how we're going to get this person to do this. They're going to go in the inventory, they're going to press B, they're going to load one in, they're going to go back in the inventory, press B, load one in. They're going to do that 5 times to load it. He has the ammo in the inventory.
Yeah.
He could just press Y.
Yeah.
But no. You're going to go in your inventory and press B and put one in at a time. And I think someone out there would argue that's realism. In real life, you'd have to go into your pocket and grab the ammo and put it in one at a time.
Yeah.
But I don't care.
Yeah.
Let me press Y. Let me load my gun like a normal person. Please. That's my initial thoughts.
Yeah, that's fair.
I've shared something I hate. Do you want to share something you hate?
I hate the crafting. I think most of the crafting is kind of bollocks. It has the same problem that every survival game has, where there's 1,000 different things to craft, but you don't know how to, first of all. You don't know what exactly you need unless you Google it. You don't know where to find stuff unless you Google it. You kind of have to be lucky enough to find the specific items, like a hatchet or a spade or a pickaxe, that you need to do all this stuff. And I'm sure you can craft stuff after you've got the material, like, I don't know, maybe you can craft pickaxes and stuff. But I hate crafting.
I don't like a lot of crafting games.
Yeah.
It's not the idea of crafting.
Actually, wait, no, it is the worst, because I don't know, again, I think it's because it's on Xbox. I don't know if this is a problem on PC, but crafting something, the only way I figured out how to do it is putting one item on the floor, then having the other item in my hand, and then making it like that. Because it doesn't explain anything to you when you start the game.
That's a lot of faffing around and trial and error.
Yeah.
To figure out one simple thing.
It was like when we had loads of tins and we had a can opener, but we couldn't figure out how to open a tin because it wasn't letting us.
You'd assume you'd get the can opener in your hands, you'd go in your inventory, you'd find the can, you'd press a button.
Yeah.
But you have to throw the can on the ground and open it and crouch over it on the floor and then pick it back up.
But I mean, we might be doing that wrong.
There's no other way I could see to do it.
I know.
And if the game lets me do it that way, the game intended for me to do it that way.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's not my fault.
No.
We compared this a lot to 7 Days to Die when playing it, as far as confusing the tiles.
Yeah.
Saying, go on, play a bit of 7 Days.
Yeah.
But in that, you can look at all the things you can craft.
Yeah.
You need the bits in your inventory before you can craft, but it's all in the same menu.
What you can
You can
craft.
see it, you see what you need, you click it, you can click how many you want, and you do it, and it says this is how long it'll take.
Yeah, that's
and it goes
great.
in your inventory,
I
and
love
it's done.
that.
It's a pain in the dick sometimes,
Oh,
because
100%.
there's so much,
Yeah, 100%.
but it's simplified. Daisy, there's not as much,
No.
but it's nowhere near as simple.
I don't know what you can craft. Without Googling it, I don't know what I can actually craft.
That's the thing.
That's the problem.
It's in a Kojima game
Yeah.
where you can throw a man in a puddle, and if he's face down, knocked out, he'll drown. Most video games wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
In real life, that would happen.
Yeah.
In a video game, they wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah.
But in a game where you think of everything and you try it and you do it, you go, wow, that actually worked. And they expect that to work in a video game, but it did.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
If you want to say, right, to make a bow, you have to get a bit of wood, you have to get some rope, you have to get this type of wood.
Yeah.
And you go, well, this is the type of wood I'd get in real life. This is the type of thing I'd get in real life. I can imagine that putting them in the ground would make a bow.
Yeah.
That's great. But a lot of the stuff in DayZ doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Or there's not enough level of detail where I'm willing to try random shit.
Yeah.
If there was an insane level of detail and every random thing I picked up, if I was like, I found a tin can and a rock, and I went, right, I combine them together, and I've made a tin can with a rock in it, and now if I hit a zombie with that tin can rock, it'll hit him harder.
Yeah.
Like, in real life, I could do that. It'd be stupid, but I could do it.
Yeah.
In real life, I could put a rock in a tin can, and that would hit harder.
I'm not sure if you would, but you could.
But I could.
Yeah.
In DayZ, you can't do that,
Yeah.
because not everything combines together. So I'm not going to go through every single item
Yeah.
trying to combine them together in a realistic way for the game to say that doesn't exist. You specifically have to have this kind of wood to make a fence. No, I don't.
Yeah.
I'd use any fucking wood I had near me. I'd knock this wall down and I'd use these bricks. I'd use anything I could find. I'd use this pickaxe. I wouldn't have to find a bit of rock in the wild that I could hit. I'd take anything.
Yeah.
I would demolish a wall if I wanted to with that pickaxe, but you can't.
No.
Because there's not that level of detail, and I don't
Yeah.
expect that level of detail. But I think sometimes the game wants me to try, well, what would you do in real life? In real life, I wouldn't waste my time doing this. I'd just smash a wall down, or I'd just use this, or I'd build with that. I wouldn't do what you want me to do. In real life, if I wanted to heat something, I wouldn't go through the whole rigmarole of I need to get the steak on a stick. I'd just find anything, and I'd heat it, and I'd eat it.
I mean, I think steak on a stick's genius.
Steak on a stick's really good. I like steak on a stick a lot.
Stick.
But the
Yeah.
point is, the only way you can do that in the game is by putting a steak on a long stick. Why can't I use a short stick? Why can't
Because
I
then
use...
you'd be too close to the fire.
Why
You'd
can't
burn
I use
yourself.
a sword?
You would burn yourself.
Not with a sword.
Well, the sword would conduct.
Yeah, but the handle's going to have like a leather strap around it.
Not necessarily.
Well, it looked like it did.
What sword do you have?
It doesn't matter what sword I got. A long one.
Yeah, fair enough.
In real life, I could put it on the sword and I'd heat it off that.
Yeah.
I could put it on the end of my hunting... I could put it on the end of my rifle.
Are you killing zombies with this sword?
It doesn't matter.
It does, because
Well,
if you're killing zombies with a sword, could you get infected by eating steak on a sword?
If the game had taken the time to put that in,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you could. I shouldn't need to just use long stick. I should be able to use anything I want that is long enough that I could put a bit of meat on the
I
end
get
of.
you. Yeah.
And in a game where it wants me to guess these, well, what would you do in real life?
Yeah.
But then won't let me do loads of things I would obviously do in real life. I'm not going to guess everything. I'm not going to guess your game.
I mean, it's like how, because I don't really like using guns unless they're silenced. I wanted to make a bow and arrow, but I looked online because I was like, I assume you use a stick and rope. I looked online, it said the same thing, so I tried it, but I couldn't make a bow and arrow. I could only make a fishing rod. And I don't understand why.
Well, didn't you say it needed a very specific kind of wood?
I don't know if it did. I don't know. It wasn't clear.
In the real world, you could get a strong, long stick,
Yeah.
tie some rope on the end of it.
Yeah.
It might not be the best bow and arrow in the world, but you might be able to fire an arrow or two out of it. It expects you to do what you do in real life and wants to be a really realistic game.
But it's not realistic
But it doesn't
enough.
have enough stuff in it
Yeah.
to feel realistic. That's my biggest issue. Apart from the fact that we don't spawn together. Whose fucking idea was that?
Well, I think you can in private servers, to be fair. I think that's a big part of it.
I guess. But I'm sure you have to pay for them in some way.
Probably, yeah. I have no idea. But yeah.
I'm not doing that. Your game costs 30 quid. Technically, I got it in the Game Pass, but that's a subscription that I pay.
Yeah.
You're getting money for this in some way or another. You're not getting more out of me for the simple joy of spawning near each other.
Yeah.
Just put that in. So you spawn near the east side,
Yeah.
near the east coast. So it's like, right, you keep it on your left, I keep it on the right. Let's hope for the best.
Let's hope we're not opposite sides of each other.
And then, well, we figured it out in the end.
Yeah.
You find a street sign, and then for some reason, I had to download an app. I could have just Googled a map.
Yeah, you could have.
But the app lets me scroll around and zoom in.
That's true.
But the fact that I had to look elsewhere, I had to go out of your game
Yeah,
to
to get a map.
find something that someone else had made to make your game not awful.
The East Coast is a long stretch.
Oh, it's massive. 144 square kilometres. I don't know if that means a lot to you. It doesn't mean a lot to me on its own.
That doesn't really mean a lot to me, to be honest.
45 minutes running at top speed.
Okay.
Straight. No stopping. As the crow flies, 45 minutes sprinting straight.
Okay.
That's how long it'd take you to cross the map.
Yeah.
Bit more context so you can understand. That's big. That's quite a lot.
Yeah, that's quite a lot.
Not including the beginning tutorial area and any of the DLCs.
Yeah.
The Witcher 3's map is 136 square kilometers.
Yeah, fair enough.
You get a horse in that.
Yeah,
and
that's
you
a
can
good
fast
point.
travel.
A horse would be good.
It's too big.
I mean, I don't mind that. I quite like that it's big because otherwise, if it wasn't big, if it was small, we would have finished it in a day.
But what's in it? Field, another field, a town. Is this town the same as the last town? Pretty much. Like, comparing it to Witcher 3, Witcher 3's world's quite dense. There's a lot to do in it.
Yeah.
So you kind of don't notice it.
But it's not Witcher 3.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, it's not got the budget. It's not a big AAA.
Yeah. I, if anything, would compare it with something like 7 Days.
I would say 7 Days is better because it's smaller.
Yeah, and it has
7 Days
different sections, like a snowy section.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense when you're in the desert
No,
and you're in
it's kind
a
of...
snowy blizzard, but
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of field.
Yeah, it doesn't change much.
At all.
No. But then again, realistically, if you're in a zombie apocalypse in Russia, Russia's a big place. And if we had to run that amount of distance, it would probably all look quite similar.
I accept that on the basis of realism. If the apocalypse was real and we were in Russia,
Yeah.
that is probably what it would be like.
I don't mind it in this game because they are trying to go for realism, so I can kind of accept it.
But for me, it's the kind of realism like the reloading.
Yeah.
Why? I get you're going for realism,
Yeah.
but there comes a point where you're wasting my time.
Yeah.
I don't want you to waste my time. My time is limited. I want to make the most of my time.
Yeah.
And a lot of my time is spent running across a field and standing in a shack while it's pitch black outside and doing nothing.
Because you can run through the rain, but you'll get cold, you might get sick. But standing in a shack or in one of those horse carriages because it's raining and you have to do that for like half an hour.
Does it sound like I hate the game?
A little bit.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't hate it.
No.
I don't. But
it has great aspects. It has some really great things within the game.
It's got shining moments that just stick.
When we started playing it, we went through characters quite quickly because we didn't understand.
We kept starving to death.
Yeah.
And
couldn't find food at all. Food and water, we were just struggling. At that point, we didn't know there were pumps in random cities, and we hadn't come across one.
The pumps are a game changer.
The pumps are a game changer. Also, the cooking pot.
Game changer.
Game changer. And the tomato is also a game changer.
Oh, the tomato plants, yeah.
Yeah.
Still living off those tomatoes.
Getting 13 seeds from one tomato, planting 13. Yeah, there's some great aspects of the game, but there are a lot of flaws.
We were saying about how we'd rate it.
Yeah.
We don't really do 10 out of 10s.
No.
We either you play it or you don't.
Yeah.
If we were to give it 10 out of 10,
Yeah.
the moment-to-moment gameplay, the majority of what you're doing, it's like a 4. It's only a 4 and not lower because I can't deny that there's a lot of little detail.
Yeah.
The world's a little copy and paste in places.
Yeah.
But like boxes will have writing you can read. If you want to make your game realistic, that goes a long way. It's a very subtle thing. When the game's good, when you're like walking along a road, it's getting dark, you're on your own.
Yeah.
You're looking for somewhere to stay, some food, another person, and you just see a car driving along. And you're like, fuck, oh shit, this could be bad. You move to the side of the road because you don't want to get hit. And the car stops alongside you, and you're like, fuck. And there's just a guy inside and he goes, hello friend, have a nice day. And then just carries on driving.
Yeah.
That's 10 out of 10.
He was wholesome.
That just happened. This game excels at forcing those situations to just happen.
It does, yeah.
It's like when we were running along at night and we were cold and we were starving and a guy just turned up. And he just fed us some pills.
Yeah.
Just help us and then just went on his way. What's your favourite random person encounter?
I think my favourite random person was the hello friend guy.
What a guy.
Because I remember, because I was trying to find you. I think we were close to each other, but I was close to dying because I think I was dehydrating or something. I thought he was going to swerve into me. 100%. I assumed
Why wouldn't
that.
he?
Exactly. The only other encounters I'd had in the game, I'd had 3 other encounters. Once I got chased when I was starving, which was stressful. And the other 2 times I saw them, we looked at each other, then they shot at me several times.
Oh yeah, that's happened to me as well.
Yeah, so I think that's probably my favourite one.
I liked when we were set up at a water pump and we were in a building, we were just on our inventory.
Oh yeah.
And that guy just walked in and we just stared at each other for like 5 seconds and I waved and he just slowly backed out the house and we never saw him again.
No.
I don't know where he went.
No idea.
Where else are you going to get a moment like that in a game?
Yeah.
You're not. That's unique.
You'd probably experience that in a zombie apocalypse.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe not as a humorous degree.
No.
But yeah, a lot of zombie games, they do the thing. A lot of PvP games like Sea of Thieves, it's like, oh, you encounter another person. Do you help each other or do you not? And 9 times out of 10, if you can get the drop on them, like you're just going to lay into them the second you get the opportunity.
Because why wouldn't you?
Because why wouldn't you get stuff for it? Dayz, I'm not sure you get a lot for it, and it's not really worth the risk.
Yeah, because that's the point. If your character dies, that's it. That character's dead. You have to restart whatever you have. I appreciate the random bits of detail that the game has. You know, when you do something in a game and you're like, in real life, this would kill me, but it's a game, so will it kill me? Like when I had that disinfectant.
No. Don't try and rub that off as it's a video game. I didn't know what was going to happen.
No.
You said, I'm going to drink this disinfectant, and that disinfectant killed you. Because that's what works in games and real life. That's how disinfectant works.
No. Yes, do not drink disinfectant, no matter what Trump says. But what I'm saying is that I had the disinfectant, and the only option I had was to drink. So in my head, I was like,
"What did you think that was going to do?"
I don't know. I was about to die anyway. This was a point where we hadn't figured it out. It was pretty much suicide. I just drank it, but at first, everything went up. My health was going up, my water was going up, and my food was going up. And I was like, okay, this is fine. And then I drank a bit more, and I was like, okay, this is fine. Then I walked somewhere, and I ate some food. And that's where it all went wrong. And I just threw up everything, and I just like collapsed of like dehydration and just, yeah. It was because I had a bug and I didn't know how to deal with that.
I like those little moments of that.
Yeah.
We finally found a car. And that was the goal for me from the beginning. I wanted a car.
Yeah.
And I was driving along happily. The engine was a bit naff, and I was trying to figure out how you do the gear. The gears are weird.
The gears are weird.
I don't need that in a video game. Give me forward, give me back.
Yeah.
You know. But okay, whatever. You want to commit to this. It gives you a feeling of driving the car a bit more.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
And I was driving to you, and I don't think the driving mechanics are good. And I don't think that was the car. I think it's me. I think the driving's bad.
Yeah.
But I was going along, and I swerved, and I hit the side of the bus, and then everything went black. I don't know what happened after that.
That was a weird experience for me because I thought you were driving towards me and I was just waiting for you somewhere, and then I just heard kind of a little bit of a crash and I was like, okay, this is fine. And then you were just like, I've just blacked out. Come get me, I'm gonna die. I was like, oh shit. So I just ran towards you and then resuscitated you by just pushing on the car.
Yeah,
somewhat.
It worked.
But yeah.
Every single time I play a zombie game, it's what I've always wanted. Yeah. No zombie game lets me do it, and I hate them for it. Or doesn't let me do it in a really cool, immersive way. I want to stand on a roof.
Yeah.
And I want to snipe zombies. I want to do nothing else. I just want to sit on the roof. I've got some water nearby.
Yeah.
Bit of vodka.
Bit of food.
Yeah. I just want to lay down on the roof. And I just want to take
stick.
pot shots at zombies.
Yeah.
And maybe some people.
Maybe some people.
We'll see how I feel.
If we see them.
And this game let me do it.
Yeah.
More than once. And I love that shit.
Yeah.
That's what I live for. I need more games like that. So I appreciate it for that. Never play it on your own, though. Imagine all the running we did.
Yeah.
On your own. With no one to talk to.
Yeah, that's true.
You could put YouTube on and maybe you could listen to this podcast. You could listen to this. You could watch this video while you're playing Dayz.
I think this game, it has its great moments, but we've always wanted to find a survival zombie game that you can play long term.
We just want to spend hours and hours into the night playing a zombie game.
I love that. 7 Days was that game for us for a while, but it's not great because it has its flaws. But what I think is if you had survival and the travelling from Dayz, the hordes of 7 Days, and the intelligence of World War Z, I think that would be a combo. I think that'd be really interesting.
I think that'd be it'd be hard to pull off and you'd need more budget 100%. For it, but I would play that. I'd play the shit out of that.
I think that would be a perfect game. Because 7 Days gets boring because you're just stuck in a place and then you just make it too good. But Dayz, I don't see myself playing it long term.
There's only so many times you can find a town, loot the town.
Exactly.
This is changing the game a bit fundamentally, but this is what I would, if it was me, a man who has never developed a game in his life, has never tried to sell a video game, this is my opinion. Make the towns have more zombies. Make them dangerous.
Yeah.
Because every time we go into a big town, like, here's a big town, this could be, keep your guard, there could be people, there could be zombies. There's like 4 zombies.
Yeah.
And that's it. I'm like, okay. That wasn't very risky at all. And now we're just looting more buildings and picking up more bags of rice. Make the towns dangerous.
Yeah.
But give them some good shit loot. Smaller little village towns, quite dangerous.
Yeah.
A little less loot. You find a random, like, 3 huts, you're probably not going to get anything, but you're probably not going to get bothered.
Yeah.
I'm sure there is that in the game. I'm sure to a certain degree there is that, but it's not noticeable or... I don't feel like when we went to a big town, we struggled.
No, it felt exactly the same. Nothing changed.
Yeah. Oregon Trail and Oregon Trail. Imagine if we were trying to get somewhere to escape.
Yeah.
Like we started at the east and along the northwest, there was somewhere we could escape.
Yeah.
Or just something unique and cool.
Yeah.
Add something. Add a goal. That's why I just want a goal.
Yeah.
Give me something to do, please.
Want a goal in life.
I don't want to run to the next building and pick up another strawberry jam. I have too much strawberry jam. I'm going to fall into a coma.
Yeah.
Help. Give me something to do, please.
I think this game would be changed if it had some kind of hordes that got triggered by something. Because you'd have to find a place to camp out, but then you could travel to the next town to carry on because there's no more resources, maybe there's no more food, or maybe the zombies have destroyed all your plants and it's like, well, we have to move because there's a horde of zombies here now.
Yeah, you have to keep, there's something following you, something keep pushing you on.
Yeah.
There was, if anyone remembers what this was called, let me know, because every now and again I remember it.
Yeah.
I think, oh fuck, I want to check up on that, and I can never remember what it's called to check. It was like a survival zombie game, but you drive around in a camper van and you keep moving. And I think at night there are a lot of fast zombies, and you have to kind of find a house and board up the house.
Yeah,
that's kind of the blend we're on about. I think that was a really low budget Kickstarter game.
Yeah.
So I don't think it'll have the same detail as Dayz. It's probably out on PC. It's probably had its early access. Yeah. But if anyone knows what I'm on about, let me know the name because I want to check up on that.
Yeah.
Because that looked really unique and fun. I want to play a zombie game, but I want to keep traveling. And this is going to sound like I'm an oxymoron. I'm going to sound like I'm describing what I want and saying I don't want it. I want a game like Walking Dead. I want to keep moving. I want to be on the road, surviving, skin my teeth, keep moving. Dayz is the closest, but it is like Walking Dead, but it's just the bits where they're walking. And that's it. If Dayz had some more action, I don't need a first-person shooter. I don't need to be mowing down hordes like in World War Z.
Yeah.
But I need a threat. I need something to be afraid of and keep moving to or away from.
Yeah.
And that's all I want. And I think this game would be easy. Because that down moment where we're sitting in a horse box on the side of the road in the rain, and the atmosphere is great. The rain sounds great. The lighting's great. We're looking out the window, making sure no one's sneaking up on us. Even when we're having our downtime, we're being careful. Imagine that with this consistent, there is a wall of zombies coming. If we do not keep moving, we have to keep moving. The closest the game has to that is the food. And the food fucks me off. Because there's two ways. You either are just starving all the time.
Yeah.
Or you have so much food. And there's no middle ground.
No.
I don't feel like we're struggling to survive anymore.
No. I have an unreasonable amount of tomatoes.
I have like 6 jars of strawberry jam.
Yeah.
I need people to take the strawberry jam away from me.
And 3 bags of
rice. Every time I go into a town, I'm like, please, let there be another player here. Let something happen. Let them take shots at us and we have to run away. Let something happen, please, because I am bored.
Or let me see someone who's starving so I can give them food.
Anything. Let something happen, please.
Yeah.
I just want something to do. But when you can do it, it's good.
Yeah.
Despite all those issues.
Yeah.
I understand why it was big. Do you think it was deserved?
I saw people playing it on YouTube, but not for long. I have only seen people playing it for like 3 sessions and things like that. I don't think it's a long-term game. Maybe we're missing something. I don't know. I don't think it's a long term enough.
A random horde that goes town to town.
Yeah, exactly.
It could hit you at any time, and you'd be consistently afraid of it. And maybe that would change something. But even then. So, the biggest question of all, the most important question, the question we are here to answer.
Okay.
Imagining we paid 30 quid each.
Yeah.
Would you recommend it to someone else?
I wouldn't recommend to pay 30 quid for it. I don't think it's long-term enough. Sale game, yeah. Or if you have the Game Pass, definitely.
If you're already paying for the money for the Game Pass, it's kind of free to just give it a go, so why wouldn't you? I would also suggest maybe, because of the kind of games we play and the way we play them, I don't necessarily think it's suited. Like, I played PUBG with a friend, and we played the shit out of it.
Yeah.
For months. Like, hours and hours.
Yeah.
We started at like 7, it was like 3 in the morning when we stopped. If you're that kind of gamer, this game's probably definitely for you. If you've got friends, a big group, the bigger the group, the better.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I imagine if we were in a group of like 6, because we'd just be a posse.
Yeah.
Nothing would stop, and it'd be cool.
Also, food would be more scarce, so it would probably be a bit more stressful. You'd have to work
together more in certain ways. I would recommend for that.
Maybe 4, so you can fit in a car.
4 it is. I wouldn't recommend cars.
It's the same thing as 7 days. I don't think it's worth.
Would you recommend 7 days before this? I've got £30 to spend. I'm going to get a zombie game. I've got a friend to play with.
I'd say 7 days.
Yeah?
We had more long-term fun with 7 days.
I played so much 7 days before we played it. I played 7 days when it used to look like Minecraft.
Yeah.
Like, I've played this game a lot, and I'd still, do you know, if we had nothing else to do, I'd still happily dip into it for a few more
100%.
sessions.
If I already owned it, because we played it split screen because I didn't have a console when we met, I loved the fact that we could play it together. But unless it went on sale, I don't think I'd pay 30 quid for it.
7 days and DayZ.
Yeah. DayZ, I would pay less money, purely because I can't play it as long. I think we're already getting to the end of it.
I feel a bit tired of it.
Yeah,
we've probably played
like
like 5 long-term sessions. Like 5 times we've sat down and played it for more than 4 hours.
Yeah, but I don't see myself playing it longer. Before the last time we played, which was actually last night, I thought it was. I kind of felt like it was going to be a long-term game. So I'm glad I played it one more time before we did this, because I now know that
if we didn't play it last session when we got bored, because we were heading to a big town.
Yeah.
So I was hyped. And if we did this recording before then, I would have recommended this is a long-term game. This is great. £30 is a steal.
Yeah.
And then
but it's not.
5 minutes into playing the next session, it was like, oh.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on, because some games you pay 50 quid for and they last like 8 hours.
I don't like those games.
Well, most of those are story games.
Yeah.
So it depends on how you value your money.
It depends what you like as well.
Depends what you like. But yeah, I think the consensus here is get it in a sale.
For a game for 30 quid that you want to play with your friends, because all of you have to get it as well if you want to play it with your friends.
I think that's a bit different. I think we consider, when we see 30 quid, we see 60 because our finances are very tied.
Yeah.
I think if I was playing this with my mate,
I guess,
I would say it's 30 quid. That's your 30 quid. I don't care about you. But even so,
yeah.
Look at the footage, hear what we've said, watch some YouTube videos of it. There's plenty. There's so many.
It's worth playing. Also, it's worth pushing forwards because a lot of people struggle starting up.
Oh, yeah.
That's a very common thing.
I was ready. I had the idea to do the podcast after the first couple of goes, and I was ready to tear into this and say it's fucking dreadful.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we played further, because once you get past that hurdle...
You kind of realise once you get past that hurdle, like, it's actually not that difficult to get past the hurdle, but you just, when you start, you don't know where drink is, you don't know where food is.
It's like finding each other.
Yeah.
It's that mostly.
And it's also, you have to realise that, like, if you run through rain, you're going to get cold, so I mean, you're going to die quicker.
There's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot. Something we realised recently, if your shoes are worn, they will cut you.
You bleed.
And you'll just get random gashes.
Yeah. There's a good amount.
There's random stuff.
But I think you just said something that I think sums this up.
Yeah.
There is a learning curve, and it's not an easy learning curve because there is no support. So regardless of how much it costs, and if it's your kind of game, really it boils down to this is only a good game if you are willing to learn it. And if you're not willing to learn it, you're going to hate it. Because when we first started playing, I wasn't willing to learn it. And I really didn't like it. We didn't play it for a bit. And then I said, we're going to do this video. We need to play a little bit more just so we actually don't look like idiots.
Yeah.
Who don't know what they're on about, which we would have done.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my I've got nothing else to say. It can be amazing, but I personally don't always find the slog to get to that amazing stuff is always worth it. Thank you for watching, and if you remember what that camper van game was, let me know, because I really want to know. I need to know, because it might be amazing and I might not know it exists. So please, someone tell me. And if you also want to like and subscribe, then I'm not gonna slap your hand away. Right. Thanks, guys.
Bye.